When it comes to pursuing your writerly dreams, there are even times when you just don't feel like it. Today, we're talking all about how to overcome that. Hey everyone, Lenn Woolston here. I'm a writer, blogger, and nerd. Thanks for coming back to my channel and happy Friday to you. So let's go into exactly how you can overcome that hesitation, even if it's just something that you're using as an excuse as to why you're not pursuing those writerly dreams of yours. Now look, don't get me wrong. I completely understand this. You have worked all day and you come home, the last thing you want to do is sit down and do the writing. Or you've had a busy day full of other things where you're taking care of other people, maybe it's your kids or your parents or your pets, and all you want to do is just fall onto your couch and Netflix and chill and not write. I get it. But I'm here today because a good chunk of all of that energy that you're feeling so deflated in is because of different things going on in the background where you're not really sure if you really want to do this, or you're just trying to give excuse after excuse because while you really want to do it and your heart seems like it's in the right place, when it comes to actually doing it, it's a challenge. But we can fix that. So I'm going to be sharing with you all the kinds of different ways I tackle this and how I am able to push past that just feeling of just like, oh, I don't want to do it because I don't feel like it, but then I actually make writing happen. So let's get to it. Number one is to prep for success. This means that when you have your writing time, that you're actually prepared to do writing. I know it seems very self-explanatory, but this is a very overlooked step. So these are making sure that you minimize distractions as much as you can by putting your phone on silent, or that you are setting a clear space to do your writing. Make sure that you have all the things that you need. Maybe you're somebody who needs coffee or tea right by your side as you're writing. Make sure that's all set to go. Or maybe you have like music that you listen to when it comes to your writing time. Make sure you have that all queued up and ready to go. Having just that prep in mind is great because then you're able to say, okay, I have the things all set to go. Everything's just waiting for me now, and you can kind of get your head in the zone and just get right to writing. Number two is to motivate yourself with rewards. This one's kind of funny because especially when I have been like doing writing sprints where I have like a goal set for, like doing the 50,000 words in a month kind of thing, I find that I am quite food motivated. Like so much so that I'm kind of like a dog when it comes to that. So for me, that's a really good motivation. So in some extreme cases when I'm like so stressed out and everything, I think I've shared this in previous videos that like I am a stress baker. So I procrastinate, which means that I go ahead and take plenty of time baking in the kitchen when I should be writing, but I use it kind of as a reward where it's like, okay, I have all these nice goodies all set in my kitchen, and so I tell myself, okay, you cannot have one until you hit your word count. And it actually works for me, but it might not work for you. You need to find what kind of rewards that will work for you. So maybe, it's Game of Thrones season right now, right? So maybe instead of being like, you have it on your DVR, rather than just like going to that, maybe say, okay, I need to write a certain amount before I can go and watch that, or whatever show it is that you're into. You can use that as a motivation. But I find that the reward system definitely works. Number three is to change your method. So maybe you have your writing routine like already kind of figured out, whether or not you are somebody who has to plot everything, or you're one of what we call pantsers and you just go by the seat of your pants and just see how the story unfolds. Whatever it may be, I'm asking you to change your method. So maybe you're somebody who doesn't outline at all. Maybe having just a few notes jotted down is going to help you, because then you're able to stay focused and like, okay. And you can also use that time that you would be your writing time to create that outline so that you feel productive. So even though you're not writing in a conventional sense of getting, an actual word count, you're still applying time to your writing. Another thing that you could do is you can, instead of just focusing on whatever chapter it is that you're in right now, I know it sounds crazy, but there are plenty of successful people that do this. They write out of sequence. One great example of this is Queen V. Schwab, who she totally writes out of sequence. And I know that is like mind-blowing and you're like, how the heck does she do that? But it's a great way to just kind of break your habits and to get you to be in a new place to where you'll find that maybe that's what you needed to get more motivated. So don't be so leery about changing your method if it means that you're going to make a breakthrough with getting back into your writing routine. Number 4 is to remember why you started. I think this is the most overlooked concept when it comes to wanting to write and just not feeling like it. A lot of times we forget what we love so much about writing because at that moment when we just don't feel like it, it seems like a chore. And it's something that you're like, well, wait a second, if this is something that brings me so much joy and I have so much passion, why is this feeling like a chore? And oftentimes it's either, the writer's block or there's something else that's preventing you from just being able to get words out. It happens to all of us. It's hitting a wall. But I can tell you that if you go back and try to remember why you started, why is this story so important to you? Why do you feel that you were put on this earth to be a writer? When you kind of reflect and think about all the things leading up to this point as to why you are wanting to write this story, you'll find that it kind of clears your head, gets a better focus, and you start feeling energized because then you remember what it is about writing that you love so much. So don't forget about why you started. A lot of times too, there's a lot of fear that's associated with pushing past that I don't want to do this. And it's because we're either out of our comfort zone, hey, I'm there right now with my current story, or it's a fear of what if this doesn't work? But I'm telling you that fear is something that is just trying to cripple you, but it doesn't need to. You need to go back to that thinking of why you are a writer, why you wanted to do this, because seeking that passion and kind of reigniting that flame is going to get you past all of those fears, and you'll see that your writing will benefit because of it. And number 5 is to push past the suck. There's a little bit of tough love here, and so I apologize if that's not really what you wanted to hear, but there does come to a point with myself where I have to just seriously tell myself, button chair and freaking write. You need to just do it. Stop, oh, I wish things were, this way, or, oh, I just don't really feel like it, or, oh, this story's just not going right. No. I tell myself, get in the chair and just write. I kind of have to become that like drill sergeant or that personal trainer that is just like, do it. You need to just freaking do it. And so I'm telling you that if you're in that, when you're like, okay, I've tried all these other things, but it's time to get writing. So get to it and push past the suck. Now on the flip side, number 6 is to take a well-deserved break. Maybe you have done all of those things, including where you push past the suck and you're just like, I need to just sit down and write, and you've done all that and you're still now just like, ugh, I just can't do this. I'm telling you, it is okay to take a break. And especially if there are other things going on in your life where there's so many other stressors and you're just trying to juggle all of this and you're just feeling like you are just drowning, it's okay to take a break. The publishing world will be here tomorrow and the next day after that and the next day after that and continuing onward. So if you need to take a little break, it is totally fine. It's so worth it to just kind of be able to relax and take the time that you need. It's important for self-care, and then you can come back. And the important thing is that you do come back and that you don't give up. So take your break as you need it, and then jump in when you feel ready. And lastly is number 7, reach out to the writing community. If you are really crippled and you're just in that, like, I can't even write one sentence kind of mode, then I definitely urge you to reach out to the writing community. I have videos all about connecting with the writing community, which I will link down below so you could check those out. But I will say that even for me, like if you are finding that you're just like stuck in this and you have a critique partner, like definitely reach out to them. I constantly am talking to my critique partners and saying like, this is where I am. I'm not doing so well. And they'll be like, you're doing fine. Just keep going. And having that bit of encouragement really just helps me like, okay, I'm being too hard on myself. And maybe that's you right now where you're just being too hard on yourself and you need that encouragement. There are so many of us writers who are out there wanting to support you, and I'm one of them. So you could definitely reach out to me on social media and just, I will be able to kind of cheer you on and give you the encouragement that you need to keep going on, because it's really hard when you don't feel like it. But I'm telling you that we feel that. We understand that. And that's the great thing about connecting with other writers, is we get where you're going through. So don't be afraid to reach out. And if you want to, go ahead and drop a comment down below and you could tell me where you are. If you need some encouragement, then please let me know, because I would love to be there cheering you on. So there you have it. Now you can know exactly what to do when you are feeling just like you don't want to write anymore, but you know you should be. Try all these things. If there's something else that has been working for you to kind of get past that I don't really want to do it feeling, then let me know down below and we can just kind of support each other and be there with one another. And I can tell you that if you keep going on and just kind of, again, push past those fears, you will see that you will be a very strong writer if you just keep going. I know it sucks sometimes and it just doesn't feel like it's you kind of going in the way that you want it to, but trust me, persistence pays off, and even one sentence will get you closer to reaching the end. So get out there, do some writing, and until next video, guys, bye.